right, I want to introduce myself for those that who have not known me. My name is Kayla. I am from Karat by Lollicup store, and I'll be your host today. So if you have any questions, let us know, and I will be the one to be helping all of the panelists to talk about the questions. And so if you have any questions, don't hesitate, just put them in the chat. We'll get to them at one point or another. And I'm going to be introducing the Carry Foods team. So I'm going to hand it off to them. It's going to be Maria and James. So handing it to you, Maria.
Thank you, Kayla. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this holiday season webinar. My name is Maria Alarcon, and I am Activation Marketing Manager with Carry. So I've been with Carry for 9 years, a little bit over 9 years now in a marketing capacity. And just a little bit about me, I'm a foodie. I love great food and drinks, and I love how they're staged. So it's got to look good and taste good in order for me to be excited about it. Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to introduce Jim from Rude on Food, who is joining us and will be creating some amazing looking and tasting beverages. Jim, would you like to say a couple words about yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Jim Rude, and I, as Maria said, I'm from Rude on Food. I have been in the food service industry for about 34 years, a combination of chef, bartender, food stylist, consultant, and instructor. So I've worked with a variety, many brands in both the beverage and food industry. And I'm happy to be here to prepare some beverages for you today.
Thank you, Jim. So we'll start with just a little bit about Carry. So Carry offers 4 brands of beverages, and each brand has a great array of attributes. So on the screen, you'll see Oregon Chai, Big Train, DaVinci, and Island Oasis. Kayla mentioned the first 3 ones that Lollicup carries and are available to you. And today we're going to show you how you can use these brands to really elevate your beverage lineup and how to combine some of these brands to really create that wow factor experience for your customers. I'd like to invite you all as we go through this webinar to participate using the chat feature. We do have somebody monitoring the chat, and we'll be more than happy to answer questions. We love to hear some comments. Everything is interactive today. So we're going to move to the first poll question, and I'm going to hand it off to Kayla to go through this with you.
All right. Hello, everybody. So let me go through the poll. Let me just share a little bit about how it's done. So basically, with the poll questions, I'm going to be sharing the poll, and then if you answer, you have a chance to win a Carry Foods gift basket, and it's going to be an amazing one. There's going to be a hand froth in there, and you don't want to miss it. So let's start with our first poll question. Can I please get that up for us?
Hold on for a second, because right now I have a little bit technical issue.
Okay. No worries.
Yes.
In that case, then is it okay, Maria, if we do the poll question like in like 5 minutes, like a little bit after? Is that okay?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
We will get started with the rest of
All right, back to you,
our
Maria.
presentation. Great. So I hope everyone is excited about fall and the holiday season that's already upon us. And if you're not, well, I hope this next video will help you boost that energy.
Oh, I'm not, can you share your screen, Maria? Okay.
Kayla, I know that we're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties. Could you tell me if that was, if that video came through? I just want to make
Yes.
sure our participants don't miss it. It's
Yes,
okay,
yes.
great.
Everyone
Thank you.
said they can see in the chat. So thank you so much. Okay.
Okay, great.
I'm going to try to launch the first question. We have a little bit of technical difficulties on our California end, but that's okay. We're gonna do this and we'll try it right here. Okay, can everyone see the poll question? And Maria, can you unshare your screen for a moment? All right, it seems like it is working. That is amazing. All right, so please be sure to answer it. All of you have a chance to win a fruit basket. And so here's the question. What type of business do you own or operate? Coffee house, bubble tea shop, frozen yogurt shop, restaurant, bakery, beverage, and food truck. So we are going to be opening the poll for another maybe 15 seconds, and then we will be ending the poll. All right, so let's give it another 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I am ending the poll. So looks like everyone here is let's share the results. So it looks like most of us here have bubble tea shops. That is amazing. That is really good. All right, so I'm going to have the raffle in the next one when we do the next poll question, so all of you guys can see, but we'll be announcing the winner in the next poll. So back to you, Maria.
Thank you for that. I am now very excited, and so are consumers, about LTOs. Consumers are drawn to LTOs when they are something new, something that they cannot get elsewhere, or something that they cannot recreate at home. It's all about the experience, about being more creative than regular menu items. So on this slide, we see a couple of data points. 65% of consumers' last LTO was their first time trying it. And 65% of consumers were motivated to visit an operator specifically to order an LTO within the past month. So this gives us a good idea of how important LTOs are to consumers and as well to operators. When we look at these statements on the screen, we see how consumers in the 18 to 34 age group completely agree, significantly outnumbered the 35 and older. So these statements that they completely agree to is, I like to purchase unique limited time beverages that are experimental. My beverage preference tend to change depending on season or time of the year. And I like to try new and unique beverages offered at restaurants. So when we look at the dark bar in the middle, that reflects the how completely they agreed, the age group 18 to 34. And then, of course, the bottom one, we have the overall level of agreement to the statement, which would be ages 18 and above. So when consumers were asked what should distinguish an LTO from a regular menu item, seasonal flavors stood above the rest. Yet other responses are also important. So we look here, seasonal flavors, it's 61% of consumers said that was the most important draw to them. But then when we look at like new, unique flavors, also important, new twist to a familiar dish or ties to an event or holiday. These are all factors that we can take into account when we're presenting LTOs or creating LTOs. What are consumers really interested in from a flavor perspective? So we look how seasonal inspired beverages are in full bloom, as we see in some of the national coffee houses. For example, Starbucks. It's not just about the popular pumpkin spice latte anymore. They're offering either new innovative beverages with seasonal flavors or combining the pumpkin with something else, but this is being offered in addition to the pumpkin spice latte. So we have pumpkin white caramel from Caribou Coffee. We have the nutty pumpkin coffee from Dunkin'. And then, of course, some unique flavors combinations, which would be like the maple, cinnamon, sugar, cream, cold brew from Tim Hortons. So what are some of those holiday or seasonal beverage flavors that are that we're seeing, and where do they fall within our taste charts? So we look at some of the mainstream flavors. We see like the peppermint, the cinnamon, the caramel, which are very mainstream. But then we look at key and we have the pumpkin or pumpkin spice. We have salted caramel, vanilla bean, which, you know, one would say, yes, it's very key, but when you compare it or combine it with another seasonal flavor, you can really create an experience. We have marshmallow, and then up and coming, we have gingerbread, we have cinnamon apple, we have cranberry and brown sugar. And then some emerging flavors that we'll see here is the cardamom, the horchata, and some others that could really be for the season. We look at like creme brulee, for example, that toasted, almost creamy flavor. So let's take a look at some of our seasonal recipes. So this particular one, we're not going to be demoing here, but I thought while Halloween is not technically a holiday, I thought this is a great opportunity of the season to get creative with a holiday inspired beverage. And, you know, we all have that child in us that would love this. And it's really geared towards the classic Halloween cereal. So here we have our DaVinci Gourmet Classic Blueberry Syrup. And we have our classic toasted marshmallow syrup. When you combine it with espresso and steamed milk, it's a great combination, but then it's also about how you present it. It's about creating that experience. So when we look at this picture, you can toast a marshmallow, put a little blueberry in there that really elevates the experience for the consumer. So what are some of those fall flavors? So when we look at this slide, we're showing you here within our brands what some of those fall flavors that you could really use to create that experience for your consumer. So within DaVinci, we're talking about caramel, we're talking about pumpkin pie, we're talking about, for example, the Madagascar vanilla, which we saw in our taste charts fall within our mainstream flavors, within our key flavors, and then some up and coming flavors. So we also have Oregon Chai, which is a great brand of flavors for the holiday season. We have Big Train with espresso and horchata and pumpkin spice creamed coffee or blended coffee. And then we move on to our first demo or our first recipe. We were talking about, you know, going beyond that pumpkin spice drink. And here we have the pumpkin horchata frappe. So I'm going to hand this over to Jim to show us how easy it is to create this.
Thanks, Maria. So for the pumpkin horchata frappe, we're using the Big Train horchata mix and the pumpkin pie sauce. And what I've done is we're using 2 scoops of the horchata mix here, and I've combined that with 4 ounces of water. And in this case, I've heated the water first and then added the horchata mix to that and then cooled that. And you can make that in a big batch ahead of time, so that shortens your the amount of time it takes you to make that. So now that I have my mix, I'm just going to add about 1.5 cups of ice. And I'm doing it in a personal blender here just to make things a little easier and not so loud. But and then I'm adding about 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces of the pumpkin pie sauce directly to the pitcher. And then I'm going to go over and we'll get that blended up. Okay, so now that we have that all blended up, I'm going to take my glass, which is a basic pint glass, and we're going to make it a little fancier. I put about a half an ounce of the pumpkin pie syrup right in the glass, and I'm going to use a little personal hand blender here, which is a little frother, battery operated, and put the frother right in the glass into the pumpkin pie syrup, and then I'm just going to kind of quick turn it on, which then creates really nice little stripes or circles all around the glass. And that will slowly drip down, as you can see, so that when I pour my mixture in, it creates a really nice swirl in the glass that will give you extra flavor, extra visual appeal to that. And then we're simply going to add some whipped cream. On top, a lot, because it's yummy. And then we're going to put dust with a little cinnamon on top, because who doesn't like cinnamon with their pumpkin? And then just an added little benefit here or element, we're going to put a little pumpkin pie muffin or cupcake right on the edge. So by doing that, or whether it's pumpkin pie or a cookie, it adds extra value to the customer. They feel a little special. It's a little more elevated. And all of those items together create a really wonderful seasonal drink that everybody loves. Pumpkin, cinnamon, spice. Gotta love it.
All right. Thank you so much, James. We do have a question in the chat asking how many ounces is one scoop?
One scoop is about a third of a cup. I think it's the scoop comes in the bag. So I use about a third of a cup. The directions or the package calls for about a third of a cup for about, I think about 10 ounces. So it's maybe a little less than a third of a cup in volume.
Mhm. And then I'm just curious myself, for the whipped cream, is it just whipped heavy cream?
This is just a non-dairy topping, like a Rich's Whip, or that you could use. You're more than welcome to use real whipped cream, or you can use a dispenser as well.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes, that was the questions that we had. And everyone says it looks delicious. And someone even said, I like to use pumpkin pie spice blend to shake on the top. So thank you so
Great
much.
idea. Absolutely.
Thank you, Jim, for that. It looked delicious. It looks almost like a pumpkin pie in a glass. So, yeah.
I know, it's making me
So I know that you're going to be preparing for. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I know that you're preparing for our next drink. So I will put it up on the screen for a minute. So our next drink is a chai cider. So this one also, I'm really excited because the picture looks delicious, and just the name itself sounds yummy.
Yes, absolutely. And this one's really special. Everybody loves apple cider in the fall. We all wait for that season where we can go to the pumpkin patch and get our apple cider and do all the things, put the sweaters on. So what I'm doing with the chai cider is, again, I'm just taking a little a battery operated or electric milk frother, rather than using my steamer on the espresso machine. And I'm going to combine about 5 ounces of the of fresh apple cider, about 2 ounces of the Oregon chai spiced latte right here. And I'm going to put about an ounce of the dulce de leche syrup by DaVinci. And I could use the caramel sauce instead. Just be a little bit careful. Apple cider has an acidic quality to it and can sometimes separate with the caramel sauce. So if you're going to use the caramel sauce, use apple juice, and you can kind of spice your apple juice ahead of time. But I'm basically going to take that along with a sprig of rosemary. And I'm just going to, whoops, wrong one, go over here and get that started. And that will warm up. But what's nice about this recipe is that you can prepare it in bulk. And in this case, I've just used a water pitcher, electric, that you can use for boiling water. You could also do this ahead of time. You can make a big batch of it, refrigerate it, and then heat it to order if you'd like. So I'm just going to take my premix here, which I've added. Now this mix is apple cider, apple juice, the caramel sauce, cinnamon sticks, and the caramel sauce and the chai. So, and it smells amazing. And what's great about that idea or that preparation is that you don't have to make it per order. You don't have to do it you don't have to steam it. You can just have it ready and it's ready to go. And then there's layers of gourmet, so to speak. So if I want to upscale this, we're going to make this a little smoky. And the best way to do that is we just get our little personal smoker, because who doesn't love campfire smell mixed in with their fall drink, right? So I put a little drink smoker over the top. Smoke feeds down into the drink. And then I can just take a coaster, slide that right underneath. The smoke will stay in the drink. And you can do this right in front of your customer, which they'll find amazingly unique and fascinating. And I've already put 4 little mini cinnamon and sugar cider donuts on top as a side that they can have as a little side, and you can use as an upsell at your location. Apple cider donuts are fabulous in the fall, and now you've got a chai cider drink, which is fresh, hot, and smoked, and then you can just take the little coaster off with the cider donuts, throw in a little apple and rosemary garnish, and you have a really unique, wonderful drink that your customers are going to love. And that's that.
That looks great, Jim. Comments from the participants. We'd love to hear what your comments are, or questions, of course.
One other little thing I forgot to mention, Maria. Let's say you're in a location where a bar or restaurant where you can upsell alcohol. I'll tell you, you add a little side shooter of bourbon to that they can pour in themselves, and now you've got an adult cocktail that just again increases your revenue ideas, upsells, and creates another element for your guests.
Yes, we have some questions, actually the same question. Odelia and Bianca ask, what is that smoker? Where do we purchase it?
This is available on you know where, the big A, Amazon.
Amazon, yes, of course.
You buy it
And then how do you use that smoker in a plastic cup?
It still works the same because the heat doesn't really transfer. I can heat this, hold on to it, and it does not create any heat in my hand. I think it's ceramic.
Okay, that
So
sounds
it's
awesome.
it's easy to use. You can change it holds quite a bit of wood chips, so it lasts a number of times before you have to replace those. I found that it works the best as far as drink smokers go.
Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Any other questions or comments from the audience? Okay, then we're going to move on to our next poll question. Kayla, would you like to
Of course,
take
here
that
we
one?
are. Yes. Before we get into that, let me go ahead and talk about our raffle. We have some people here that may have a very nice day because they just won a raffle. So let me go ahead and choose. I won't look, I promise, and see who won for the first raffle. So first raffle is number 15, and number 15 is Madison Hebner. Congratulations, you have won a gift basket. So please, we will reach out to you for your information so that we can send you, Madison, a gift basket. So that is for that raffle. Thank you so much, guys, for participating. If you guys like, oh, I wanted to buy or I wanted to get a raffle and win, well, you can because we have another poll. All right, so here we go. Let me go ahead and launch the second poll. So our second poll is our holiday question, and that is, what is the most exciting to you about the holiday season? Is it the cold weather? Is it the hot beverages? Is it the seasonal desserts? Autumn or winter soups? Wearing cozy sweaters? Or is it holiday shopping? Go ahead and participate in the next poll. And who knows, Heather, you might win, or not Heather, I'm so sorry. Madison, you could win again. So be sure to participate in our poll, and we are going to close it soon. So if you have not hit that poll button yet, do so. All right, so here we go. We're gonna stop the poll in 3, 2, 1, and end the poll. All right, so here we are, and we are going to share the results. Looks like most of you are very interested and happy for the hot seasonal beverages, and that is perfect because we are in a beverage seminar or webinar. All right, and so here we go, and we will be seeing the results of that in the next poll, and hopefully one of you guys would win a beautiful gift basket. All right, so back to you, Maria.
Thank you, Kayla, and congratulations, Madison, for winning that gift basket. I'm sure you're going to be very happy with all the Carrie branded products, DaVinci products, and even the milk frother that will be in that basket. Okay. Moving on to as the season progresses and we move on from fall to more of that holiday season weather and holiday season coming upon us, we have a variety of flavors within our brands that also lend themselves to creating that wonderful drink, that experience for your consumers. So under DaVinci, we have peppermint. We also have sugar-free peppermint, peppermint patty, white chocolate, eggnog, gingerbread. Those are all great flavors for creating beverages. We also have under Oregon chai, the original chai, vanilla chai. For Big Train, we have the frozen white chocolate, the taro, which is great for creating a beverage for the holiday season. So just a reminder, successful LTOs bring consumers back to your location. So 85% of consumers return to order the same drink again because they loved it so much during the season. So we're going to move on to our next holiday beverage. It is a white chocolate red velvet frappe. And I'll hand it over to Jim for that.
Thank you, Maria. And for the white chocolate red velvet frappe, we're starting out with the 2 scoops of the Big Train white chocolate, frozen white chocolate mix. And I'm going to put that again in a blender cup with about 1.5 cups of ice. And I'm also going to put in 1 ounce of the red velvet syrup, which will is really tasty and it really will create a beautiful color to that. And then about 5 ounces of oat milk. You can use regular milk or whatever you have on hand that you like. And I know customers like to choose their milk, so that gives you the ability to do that. And then we're just going to blend that. Okay, so now again, once we have that, we can actually, I think going to add just a little more milk to that because it's a little thick for me. And I want to be able to pour it into my glass. So then I'm just going to kind of layer it little red velvet frappe. Little cream, little more frappe, little more whipped cream. It's going to go right to the top. Top it with a little more. Garnish it with a little bit of red velvet cookie on top. And if you want to mix this up and do this around Christmas time, you can also sprinkle a little green sugar on top if you want, and a straw, and you are good to go.
That looks incredible. Thank you, Jim.
Sure.
Someone asked, Odilia, is the personal blender as good as or similar to the BlendTech one?
Yes. Well, the smaller blender is really, you'd be normally using a BlendTech or a more professional model wherever it is you're working. It's just bulky here, so for my purposes, I needed to downsize it, and because I was really making one drink and didn't have the ability to do all the cleaning, I've used this. But feel free to use whatever blender you have on hand. They're all going to work fine for this recipe.
Bianca also asked, how is that whipped cream made again?
Again, that's you can either buy the non-dairy topping that already comes in the bags, or you can make it yourself. Or you can use regular real whipped cream, put it in a pastry bag with a star tip, and that will work. Or you can use your canister with your where you put the cream in the container with the cartridge and use it that way too. So if you use a bag, it works better for layering in this case because you can get down into the glass. If you're using a canister, it's a little harder to get down there, but feel free to just put it on top too. You don't have to use the whipped cream layered. You could literally just pour your frappe into your glass and top it with the whipped cream, the cookie or whatever you want, and that would be fine as well.
That is great. And just to answer Monarood's question, yes, the webinar is recording and we will be able to have this for you all after.
Great, thank you, Jim. Great idea if you have like bakery, if you also offer bakery items in your location and you have like red velvet, maybe cake or muffin or cupcake, it's a great way to offer that as well with this drink. And of course, additional revenue. Okay, we're going to move on to our next and final recipe of the webinar. Giving Jim a little bit of a minute or two to get his ingredients set up. So our next recipe is for gingerbread white chocolate mocha. I feel that this one is also an amazing drink. Gingerbread is very popular. Well, it began with a very popular cookie, but it has definitely become a flavor in beverages. We see, you know, our national popular coffee house, Starbucks always launches or has a gingerbread latte or frappuccino available for the holidays. So handing this over to Jim.
Thanks, Maria. So for this one, it's pretty easy. We're just going to combine the DaVinci white chocolate sauce, the gingerbread syrup, as well as espresso, and we're going to use milk for that, 7 ounces of milk. So I've already whipped my milk here, and I'm going to pour that into my glass. Then I'm going to pour an ounce of the syrup. Ounce of the white caramel or white chocolate sauce together. And then I'm doing my espresso right over the top. And that will give me a nice layered look to the drink. And then when you're thinking garnish for these, you know, obviously cinnamon sticks you can use, although they get a little pricey. So, but I like to just sometimes use crushed gingerbread cookies. You can also use, if you sell cookies at your establishment, don't be afraid to complement those and serve it with the gingerbread men. Seasonally is a really cute addition to this drink, and there's no limitations as to what you can do with these, but and I didn't use an espresso machine for this, just again for time and sound wise, but so there you have a beautiful beautiful drink, and then we just can sprinkle that over the top. If you want to add a little more whipped cream, there's a little more decadent look, then you can do that. Topped with some more gingerbread cookies on top, and you've got a really yummy combination of flavors with the gingerbread, the white chocolate, the espresso. It's just a really decadent drink, and I love it during the holiday season.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions from the audience? Okay, it doesn't look like there is any questions. The only thing that I'd like to kind of reiterate something that Jim said is really that there's no limitations with these beverages. These products are really geared for creativity and for creating that experience, that overall experience for your customer. So knowing what your customer likes and knowing what the flavors of the season are that we have shared here with you today, it's really about getting creative and making your own signature drinks, or here are some that we've already provided for you.
Yes, Maria, someone asked, what espresso machine do you recommend?
That's a great question. I will hand that over to Jim, the expert.
Yes.
That's espresso machines are a very interesting topic. There's so many different kinds, and I have a DeLonghi version, and I have a stovetop version that I use, and I also use for everyday use. I sometimes just use the Nespresso when I'm in a hurry and I don't want to pull a shot before I go to work. So I would recommend doing your research on espresso machines, because the price point can go anywhere from $100 up to $5,000. So depending on how much you want to get into espresso machines, I think there's a few options out there that are good for everyday use or for home use. Probably for about a really good model, you could probably get for about $500 or $600. So.
Yes. Another question we have is, what can we substitute the espresso for?
Well, you can substitute espresso for just coffee. I mean, this layered drink or this kind of drink goes just as well mixed with a nice good cup of coffee. It doesn't have to be espresso. I do it with that all the time, and so if your everyday drink is coffee or Americano, whatever that is, don't be afraid to just substitute or add the white chocolate syrup, the gingerbread syrup, the red velvet syrups, whatever you want as far as that goes. The espresso will just create a more intense flavor in a smaller amount of volume. So that's why that espresso is mixed with milk, and why you get a latte and various other drinks, macchiatos. So don't be afraid to use your coffee.
All right. Actually, we have one more question. Odelayaya Huang asked, would horchata fit?
Yes, of course. The only thing with horchata is it's closer in flavor to it's already kind of milky, and but the spice blend with that works well. So if you want to eliminate the coffee aspect of that, feel free to use it that way.
Yeah, that looks like all the questions. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, so we move on to our last poll question of the webinar, and I'll hand it over to Kayla.
Thank you so much. And we are excited for the previous poll question. So before we do that, let me go ahead and see who won for the second poll. All right, this is exciting. Oh, number 19. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but is it Monrude? Yes, congratulations. We are so excited for you. And please, we will reach out to you and get your information so that you can get your basket. All right, so congratulations. Now we're actually going to move on to the final poll question, and we're going to share the results right after this as well. So let's launch the last poll about your favorite drink. What seasonal drink was your favorite? Go hey, blueberry latte, pumpkin horchata frappe, chai cinder, gingerbread white chocolate mocha, white chocolate red velvet frappe, or all of the above. Which one is it? What is your favorite? Let us know in the poll below. And so, again, if you first poll, you were like, oh, I wanted a gift basket. Second poll, oh, I still didn't win one. Well, you can win one today. So go ahead and vote in the poll to be in a raffle for one amazing basket. Okay, I'm going to close the polls in 3, 2, 1. End the poll. Okay, so let's share the results and see. It looks like the most is the pumpkin horchata. Yes, I would say so, definitely, because who doesn't like pumpkin around this season? You only get it one season. It doesn't feel right any other month except for the fall months, right? Wouldn't you say? Okay, awesome. So as my team is prepping for the last raffle, I wanted to thank you to Maria and Jim for the amazing presentations. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it into the chat. And also, right after this, there is going to be a quick survey, and we would like for everybody to participate, because we would love to always be improving these webinars for you so that we can improve together. So please let us know in the survey what you thought about this survey. What are some ways we can improve? What are some things that we can do better? But meanwhile, Maria, is there anything else did you want to add on to that?
No, I think you've pretty much covered it. I do have just 2 last slides.
All right, yes, let's
as
hear
we're
the
waiting.
2 last slides. And then after that, we'll reveal the
Thank
poll.
you.
Of course. Thank you.
Great. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's a little bit of a delay. Okay. So if you would like, although you're going to be getting a copy of this presentation that will provide the recipes for the drinks that you saw here on this webinar today, we also have a lot of other great recipes using our DaVinci products, our Big Train products, our Oregon Chai products. And we have a QR code here that you can scan, and you'll also get it at, in the copy of the presentation. If you'd like some additional recipes, we have a lot more holiday and seasonal recipes for you. And then, of course, I invite you to follow us on Instagram, follow DaVinci on Instagram, as we are always posting up great recipes and also tips and tricks for your beverages that you can use or that you can learn a little bit more on for DaVinci gourmet products. Also follow Lollicup on social media. The middle QR code is for that. And of course, if you are ready to purchase a lot of products to get your holiday beverages going, shop DaVinci Gourmet products. The last QR code leads you directly onto the Lollicup shopping page for DaVinci Gourmet. And then you can always explore the page more so to buy Big Train and Oregon Chai products. And that is it for me. I just want to thank everyone for participating, for joining us for this webinar. I'd like to thank Jim as well for great recipes that he created and demonstrated on here how easy it is to create at home.
All right, thank you so much. And I am also very excited. Yes, so if you guys have any orders, please go ahead and contact the marketing team at Karat Packaging, or also email Maria. And so that's our contact information right here. Maria, can you stop sharing for a bit so I can do the final raffle?
Yes.
Awesome. So guys, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. The final raffle. All right. So we are so excited to see who wins this one. So here we go. It's gonna be number 14, Isa Ko. All right. Congratulations. We are going to reach out to you and get your information so that you could get your own gift basket. Again, thank you guys all for coming. Please be sure to do the survey right after this, and we will hopefully see you next time. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great day.